Hey boardies, welcome to AmassGames. My name is Simon. Today we're talking about the top 10 different board games. This is kind of like unique board games, but crucially they have different mechanisms. So games which I think are fairly unique in what they do. If you want to show it to friends, family, whoever it might be, and say, hey, did you know this kind of game exists? First up we have Hnefatafl. There's no order to this particular list. This is one of my most watched videos based in terms of view count and based on hours viewed. This is a game which is an abstract game. It is a game whereby it is asymmetric. We have white player, we have the black player. White is trying to escape, black is trying to surround. Check out my video for Hnefatafl. There we go. First up, it's quite different. Most of these games, by the way, are unique in the mechanisms that they have compared to the other games in this list too. Next up, we have a push your luck game. This is by AEG. It's Richard Garfield's Greedy Greedy Goblins. This is whereby you're trying to claim different mines. There's only a certain amount that you can claim per player, and you're trying to get rubies and gems and various different things like this. However, whilst you're taking these tiles, you've got to watch out for people placing down dynamite. Now, some dynamite's good for you, but too much and an explosion, you'll get nothing and you'll lose some points or money, etc. So I found that quite a unique concept. Very much enjoy that game too. Next up, something completely different. It's a solo game. This is a trick-taking game as well, so solo and trick-taking, and it involves plastic cards, very small and dinky. It goes right in this little gap over here. This is by Sideroom Games, designed by Will Sue. 20 minutes play, age 12 plus. Comes with little notches as well to take cards out, etc. Highly recommend checking this one out. Again, all these videos are available on the channel as well. So next up, we have a two-player game. This is an abstract strategy game as well, but there's a sort of a theme going on here. But this is a game which is a derivative of an AI-made game a number of years ago called Yavalaf. But Mamalaf is all about the winning condition is a subset of the losing condition. If I have lost you, please do check my video for this. It's one of my most played games, about 293 plays so far, whereby you're trying to get N in a row, trying to get 3 in a row in this case. But what you've got to watch out for is the fact that if you get 3 in a row, you will lose if you have not removed the animals underneath where you're placing down cones, because we're set in a forest and they're trying to make markers because you're loggers and you're trying to say, hey, this place is okay for us to log. Quite a bleak theme, but I do recommend checking this out in a very cool, kind of unique case as well. Okay, next up we have got a bidding and bluffing game. This is Cool Handle or You're Bluffing, the game that pretty much got me into board games. Check out my sleeving playlist as well. It's by Ravensburger, which I have been to Ravensburg, by Rutger Holtz. It's 10 to 99 is the age range here for 3 to 5 players. And yes, predominantly it's an auction game. So I've got various versions of this game and I'll be bringing you more videos about this. I know it is a popular game on the channel as well in terms of most views. So do check out this one. This is all about auctioning, trying to get various different animals, trying to get different sets as well. Okay, next up we have got a sandbox game. So you might want to check out this one here. Very gorgeous artwork, perhaps the best art I'd say of this top 10 list as well. This is by Colossal Games. And also Matago. So Western Legends is a sandbox game. It's thematic as well, whereby you can do anything you like. You can be a gold panner. You could rob the gold panner and become wanted. You can become a sheriff and then obviously try and get some legendary points doing that way too. Lots of different things you can do. Go to the singing and dancing and cabaret, play poker, etc. That is Western Legends. Okay, speaking of legends, let's go on to Legacy now. We have now got the Legacy games. Check out a Legacy game you might want to check out. This is the first in the, pardon the pun, universe for Aeon's End. This is the only kind of fantasy game in this list and sci-fi game. But this is where you should probably want to start if you want to get into Aeon's End, because it's the best way of learning how to play the game. If I'm speaking too fast, just slow this down as well, or by all means watch it again. It's a cooperative game. It's pretty much the only cooperative game that you will find here. There is something else which is slightly similar, which I will show in a bit though, and it's the only deck building game. So you might want to check this out if you have a deck building game. There will be other deck building games you can find on the channel, including more videos coming for others, including some expansions, including for this as well. So this is Aeon's End Legacy. Highly recommend checking that out. Switching gears, we only have one dice game in here. Now you can have input randomness and output randomness for dice. This is the only game here designed by a couple, and the only one I think actually designed by a woman as well. Now I have met these guys back last month over in Germany. This is by Schmidt-Spieler. It's also known as Encore, which is a name which basically means to roll again. That's what Knockmail translates as. Klein and fine. It is abstract and it doesn't look necessarily great, but it's a huge amount of fun, highly addictive, and lots of people do love it when I play it. And actually you can play it solo, that's why it's so addictive in particular. 20 minutes to play, ages 8+, and it's 1 to 6 players. Okay, so now we're talking about something that is also thematic. This is an engine building game, whereby you can buy various upgrades, which basically makes your actions, such as getting brick, more efficient, which means you can get more actions at buying brick, etc. Quite a nice looking artwork as well. You might want to check out my images where I am dressed like this. I've obviously got this going on, but the white thing, I've got the cravat, the red look as well, and the cap. You can find those images over on Instagram and also on the playlisted community over on YouTube as well. Again, you might find this on TikTok, X, Threads, etc., but please make sure you head through to YouTube because this does get shared, but comments are always found best in YouTube. So by Rio Grande Games, check out my playlist for Rio Grande as well by Freedom and Freeze. So mentioning cooperative games, we have a team-based game. Now, there's lots of team-based games I can tell you about, but it is generally speaking quite a niche genre. There's not too many out there that are particularly good, but we have Phantom Inc. here. So a word game of unfinished business, or unfinished business, and then it kind of ends it here. What you're trying to do is give a clue to your teammate and try to figure out a kind of a word, a kind of commonality going on here. There are other games that do it. Check out my crosstalk video, but as I know this one is in print, I thought you want to check this one out. This is by Rearsim, designed by Mary Flanagan and Max Seidman, and I think Mary's behind this company. Check out Phantom Inc. for a team-based game, and it's kind of a team-based cooperative, and it's a word game, the only word game you're going to find in this unique list. Again, unique, different list is kind of similar. So I've pretty much covered off all of those top 10 lists. I will be telling you more about other top 10 lists as well, which may include some of these other games and other things too. I hope you found this of interest. Please, as always, do let me know. Enjoy those games, and I look forward to hearing about yours. But thanks so much for watching, and for now, back to the table.